of '99, and the letter read, their friend, who was a 94-year-old Holocaust survivor named Lena Gieter, had found our project on the internet. And she said, "This is your assignment."
We both are journalists, and we are here in the United States for 20 years. We are White House correspondents.
Yes, we both are.
And on the side, we try to get a feel for this country.
Is this where they have the football game?
Yeah, Go Tigers.
Yeah.
Go Tigers.
As journalists, you always have this negative stuff you write about. And then if you're getting older like us, then it's the danger that you get cynical and that you don't believe in good stuff anymore. In the beginning there was not much of a paperclip. They just have started to collect them. We saw then, okay, we have to help the kids, and then we can do that if we and the Germans should be involved. And we were talking to some people at the school, and we asked, can we come over, can we visit you? So, and they said, sure.
Maybe it was not only an experience for us, it was an experience for the children too. Because the children obviously had no idea what Germans looked like. They asked their teacher, how do Germans look like? Are they different from us? And then we came over, and later they told us, you look quite normal.
We lost our professionality right away when we saw the kids.
How can you be professional when strange kids of 13 or 14 or 15 years old you have never seen in your life hug you and greet you like an old friend? You can't.
Little Tiger, you are number one. Give me 5. Could you do that? There's a little bit hard.
They came. They saw. They wrote. They went back to Washington. They sent Dita Smith with the Washington Post to our school.
I did a little research on the town and the area and realized that Dayton, Tennessee is only about 30 or 40 miles to the north, where the famous monkey trial took place, otherwise known as the Scopes trial, where a teacher was tried for teaching Darwinian theories rather than Christian theory of creationism. The other historical fact that I discovered when I was in Whitwell was that the Ku Klux Klan was founded only about 100 miles away in Pulaski. Maybe when I got to Whitwell, I was a little bit prejudiced myself. I expected a town that was close-minded, very Christian way, very fundamentalist, but I realized that that in itself was my prejudice, not their prejudice. After I went to Whitwell, I wrote my story, and it appeared on Passover Day.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
The Holocaust, the cold, calculated extermination of millions of Jews, a great evil that must never be forgotten. From a corner of Tennessee tonight, perhaps this generation is teaching us.
Really it started getting big whenever like the Washington Post came down, and then NBC came, and then people just started, the paperclips just started coming in by the millions.
11,390.
Before the Washington Post came, we probably had 150,000 paper clips.
really not.
Over a period of 6 weeks, we ended up with 24 million paper clips.
And we counted them all. The grannies counted them. The aunts counted them.
Heavy, so be careful.
Everybody was counting them.
We checked in over 24 million paper clips and about 25,000 pieces of mail.
At first, when it went from maybe a tub or so, which our regular mail carrier would take in his car every day, it got to the point where we had hampers full, and he couldn't load those hampers with the rest of his mail. So we had to call the middle school and inform them something's going on over here. Instead of us delivering your mail, you have to come to us to pick it up.
Got something for you here from Germany. The suitcase right here. That came in this morning.
Looks old too.
Yeah, it does look finished, doesn't it?
See a paper clip hanging out the back.
There it is right there.
That's wonderful. I can't wait to get in that. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, have to see you later. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay.
It's sorted in 2 different crates, Alabama through Montana and then Nebraska through Wyoming. Foreign mail is all held in a separate crate. They take every letter out, they empty the paper clips out. Once you get it sorted, then you sort it again by individual states. And then they will grab a bundle, go pull the log where they hand record every address.
And they love the stamps. They'll scrape the stamps off the envelopes and keep them because they come from Spain and Germany and New Zealand and England.
Every piece of paper, regardless of size, is kept. It is put in a plastic sleeve and stored in a notebook. We are averaging filling up a 3-inch binder every 2 days. There was a time when we were just flooded with paper clips, and I began to think, my word, what have I unleashed here? You know, it's like you're in a flood and you're trying to stop it, and yet you don't want it to stop because coming with the flood are all these important lessons. It's in German.
They're all addressed to Anne.
This is Anne. This is Anne Frank. This is awesome.
They've written little things to Anne Frank.
Somebody is interested enough in what we're doing to take this kind of time.
I think it's amazing enough that they even know about it. You know? There are people in Chattanooga, Tennessee who don't know where Whitwell, Tennessee is.
That's absolutely
You
true.
know? Most people are good, you know, like Anne Frank said in her diary. You know, people at heart are good. And when they see something like this happening that is good, they want to be a part of it. You know, the majority of people want to see things get better, and they want to see children in a good light instead of in a bad light.
This class in Germany has gotten a suitcase and they have packed it with messages. Basically, they're all kind of asking for forgiveness from Anne Frank. Now, I think everybody in here has either seen or read the Diary of Anne Frank. And the gist of most of the messages is what this translation says. Dear Anne, you are brave and courageous. I think it is not good what Hitler did to the Jews. regardless of who we are or what we are. People are people.
I believe people from the North and the West, and I believe when they look at children in the South, they think dumb little redneck children. And they're stereotyped, and that's what we're trying to teach in this project. You can't stereotype anyone because you yourself are stereotyped. I am stereotyped because I live in the South, and and I look at people who live in the North, and I have a bad habit of doing it. I stereotype. And that's what we're trying to do, is break those stereotypes.
Shalom. I read on the internet about your assignment and was very moved by the idea of collecting 6 billion paper clips in the memory of the 6 million. I look forward to seeing pictures of the completed project. The attached paperclip is in memory of a friend of my grandfather whose name is forgotten and grave unknown. I think that it's beautiful that they don't know his name and they don't know where his grave is. But I think it's good that they're sending a paperclip in remembrance of him. Reading the letters, it's like you get to know people that aren't here anymore. And I'm thinking about all the people, one by one, that they each have families, and they each were brothers or sisters, and they were daughters and sons.
I think for our children, it was like an ice water bath when the letters began to come. As one of the kids said to me, do you realize that there are people in this world who never knew their grandparents? I don't think it had ever occurred to them that there were people in this world who had nobody to care about them and who didn't have families.
Dear students, I'm a daughter of 2 Holocaust survivors. I'm so proud of what you're doing in memory of all who perished during the Holocaust. My parents, Kalman and Louisa Gluck, survived many horrors during their internment under the Nazi regime. Many members of both my mother's and father's families died at the camps. I have enclosed 14 paper clips for 4 grandparents, a brother, 7 aunts and uncles, and 2 cousins. I wish you the best of luck on your wonderful project. Sincerely, Mrs. Sheila Gluck-Levine. I grew up a child who had no grandparents when others had them. All I wanted was people. I wanted them and I never had them. In front of me I have a prayer book that my father took through the camps with him. It was given to him by a man who was being gassed, and the man asked him if he survived the camps, that he should take it with him. And this is something that has survived since my father was liberated in 1945 and has been in our family. When my father passed away, everyone got to feel where my father held this prayer book and how tightly it must have been held